Welcome back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. It's another day, another dollar, and another Gangsta Prince Charming, my loves. Well. First on the docket, we have Julius and Alexis. Finally, we have been waiting weeks, my loves, for this great meet, right? Right? We get to see Julius meet Alexis. Now, she done catfished him a little bit. All right. So when he comes and knocks on the door, he sees, wait a minute. This does not go with the image that I saw all the time while I was in the pokey. In the meantime, she's giggly and she calls him handsome. She's really fanning out, and he's not offering anything to her. He's just standing there like, I know, kind of like that. But there's nothing, not even a happy birthday. And I got a problem with that. I mean, you arrive without a gift or any compliments. Now, I know he's broke as a joke, but come on now, it's her birthday. And she's been waiting all day. He could have drew a picture on a card like the kid he is. I mean, come on. Anyway, he's all checked out. He's on the phone. He's not into her. He's stretched out on her bed, just, looking at his DMs for all she knows. And finally, she's kind of picking up on it. And his thing is, she's coming on too strong. And I'm like, is it she, or is that the jerky breath coming on too strong? Okay. He feels Alexis is the better catch because, Alexis is paying the cost to be the boss. So Ashley finally picks on the vibe that he's not feeling her. She asks him straight out, and he tells her straight out they are not in a relationship. And she walks out in tears. She says she waited all day on her birthday of all days for that news. And the crew asked him, are you going to go after her? He says, shit, my legs hurt. And even though he had no problem walking up to that hotel. But anyway, they interview Ashley, and, she says, I think he's cocky, rude, and a liar because that was a relationship. She even put his name on her tit. And that stamps it. I'm like, that was crazy, Ashley. That was crazy. But anyway, he says she built up a fantasy. They never met. He asked her, does she want to chill with him? And this is the kicker, my love. She asked, is he going to spend the night? He already said they're not in a relationship. She already ran away in tears. But yet she asked, is he going to spend the night? And loves, talk about the unexpected desperation. I didn't see that coming. Unexpected. And I guess Ashley could not accept the hell nah either. So she loses it. So even when she said, you going to spend the night? He says no. And I guess she wanted the D at least once for her troubles. For putting his name on her teeth, she wanted some D, but he declined. And he doesn't care how many receipts she pulls up. That was just jail talk. Entertainment is what he calls it. And because she has not done anything while he was in the pokey. And he asked her, why does he think she deserves his loyalty? And he says he's the catch. And I'm like, the catch is the one walking through the door with no gift offering and no compliments. And I love her comeback line. She said the catch always gets killed and eaten. And he agrees. He did lead her on. But he said he have to keep it real. And I respect that because, if it was just entertainment, it shouldn't go any further than, talking. And that's where that's real talk. He told her no. And he could have gassed her up, had sex, ate that birthday cake, and ghosted her. But, he just like, okay, I'm bouncing. Woo, child. Can't wait to see next week on that one, how that works out. Because I do believe Julius has another chick or two. It wasn't just Ashley and that Alexis. Now, moving on, the next on the docket is Will and Courtney. This is odd, too, because he's picking up Courtney for the first time in Oregon. He's ready to propose, even though he never laid eyes on her in person. And they seem to like each other when they do see each other, but she's scared because she has to go to a PO's office, and she has warrants in the state of Washington. But fortunately for her, they're in Oregon, and there's no extradition rights to send her to Washington for that GTA that she had. That's Grand Theft Auto. So in the meantime, Courtney's happy. She's free. She says, I am not going to the state of Washington, so that's freedom for me. She screams for pizza and penis. The big P's of life, according to Wheels. Now, mom is in the car hearing all this. And Courtney says, I don't care. She loves her mom, but she wants her mom to kick rocks. so she can hang with this freak. Now, next, Will takes her to a Christmas tree in the rain, and she wants to go shower. She says, "No, I'm not feeling this. I want to get this penitentiary stench off of me." And he keeps, poking her along, and she says, "Okay." And then he pops the questions to her, and then the answer is yes. And the mom is pissed. She says, she just got out of pokey, and he pops the question. First meeting. I mean, he should have went on Love at First Sight. And mom wants to talk to her daughter before she leaves because she's going to be gone. The mom is leaving in the morning. And they interview Courtney, and they asked her if this is the man she's going to be with forever. And she's like, he's for right now, he is. Okay. So there's some uncertainty with her answer. Okay. Now moving on to Kiana and Damodrick. Now this is the Damodrick is out of the halfway house, and there's going to be a big old party for him. But Kiana doesn't know that this fool invited his baby mama to the party. And I'm wondering whether or not Kiana is the other baby mama, because I keep seeing a car seat in her car. It's got a little pink, so I'm assuming it's a girl. She got a child. Now, is it Damodrick's? I don't know. But anyway, Damodrick, he has a little story saying he feels guilty about his dad went to the prison because he ratted him out for smoking weed. And I'm like, dang, he had to go to prison for that? Now, Damodrick's goal is saying he's going to try to break generational curse so that his kids don't have to visit the inside of a pokey. And I'm guessing that means you're going to have to go live with your baby mama because you done got some kids with her and allegedly none with Kiana. So cut Kiana loose and go and make your family because you done already started it. And let her find somebody who's truly devoted to her. That's my opinion. But anyway, the stepmothers, gives Kiana a heads up that the baby mama's coming to the cookout. And, Kiana, she thought she was just going to be the baby mama's just going to be the Uber driver, just drop the kids off and bounce. But the baby mama comes with just one of the children. And guess what? One of the children named is after Damodrick Jr. And that's a big ouch. She didn't bring the youngest. And Damodrick, he feeling a certain kind of way about that because he hadn't seen that baby since he was 4 months old. And so she catches some heat from that. That's Joella and the stepmom. Because what are you doing here? You bring one kid. You don't want that baby fussing over that baby because you want to be free to move up on Damodrick or something. And the sister, that is Damodrick's sister, has Joella's back because she's the mom of her nephews. But anyway, Damodrick convinces Kiana that she's his, she's his chick. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. But he talks a good game, but 6 kids, with not with her, that's kind of fishy to me. So moving on to JK and Brooke. Now he got his curfew time extended so they can do a little few more things. Right? We've got 3 hours extended, but they live going down these long country roads. So, 3 hours could be eaten up real quick. And they go see his grandma. And he leaves Brooke outside because he wanted to speak to his grandmother in private, just a little bit. And he'll go invite her in later. And Brooke is like, shit, it's hot out here. And what are they doing there talking? And, and I'm not knowing what they're saying about. Are they talking about me? Which they kind of were. Brooke gets on the phone and talks to her mom to complain. And while Mima asks about Alex, the other girlfriend. And JK tells his Mima that Alex cheated on him. And I think Mima even likes Alex. Even the mother likes it. Everybody likes Alex. But, Alex cheated on JK. He can't fully trust her. And Mima tells the crew, the camera crew, that she doesn't trust Brooke. She doesn't know what is about her, but she just doesn't like her. And I guess if Mima doesn't like you, Brooke, that's a wrap. Girl, just pack your bags. In the meantime, JK cousin swing by and he asked to use his phone to call Alex to tell her not to come to the party. Literally behind Brooke's back. He doesn't want Alex coming. He doesn't want any drama, but he's talking to his other ex-girlfriend and she doesn't even know about it. And anyway, he really feels strongly about Alex. If it wasn't for the cheaterization, he would be with her because this girl was down with her family. His family. Even when his mom had her heart attack, she was down. But, hey. So anyway, That's all done. Now Brooke and JK are leave, and then Brooke wants to swing by to see this man, to see her kids, because she pawning him off as the pappy, and he says, "Look, we can't make it. We got to get back. There's a deadline. I'm not trying to go back to the pokey." She doesn't understand. This man is not free. He's on probation. These are their rules, strict rules. He has to be back at his mom's house, and she flips out, and he storms out of the car. Okay, so I mean, I'm with JK on that. I'm not trying to go back to the pokey. I got a rule. They extended my curfew, and I got to abide by it because I'm not trying to go back to prison. Whew, but we'll see how that pans out. She may drive him back to Alexis. Who knows? Moving on to Bradley and Savannah. Now, 3 days out of prison and it's party time. Now, Savannah's kind of upset or nervous or whatever you want to call it, because now she has to contend with Bradley's younger sister. First, it was his bipolar sister. Now it's the younger sister. And Caddy has a problem with her all of a sudden. And Caddy and Bradley are not just sibs, they are best friends. They're even tighter than he's tighter with this sib than he is with the other sister. And to make matters worse, Bradley tells Caddy that he feels micromanaged a lot. And already Caddy's not Savannah's biggest fan. So that's just more fuel for the fire. Alyssa, the other sister, tells Savannah, you need to talk to Caddy. It's going to be hard because Caddy stands on business. So, Savannah tries, and it doesn't go over well. And Savannah thinks that Caddy's holding her past against her. I'm like, Savannah was a crackhead because, Bradley was her weed dealer and who knows what else. And so Savannah says, F it. I got the man and screw them. But here's some tea, loves. I'm going to drop some tea. I'm going to count to 3 now. Mute if you don't want to hear this tea. 1, 2, 3. They're Splitsville. Now, according to Savannah and Alyssa, allegedly, Brad plays for the other team. But anyway, that could be like, hey, some sour grapes because she didn't get the man, but he got another woman. But she seems to be bigger than Savannah. And at first, the problem with Savannah was that, she's not as slim as she was when he left for prison. So I'm just wondering, he got a bigger girl. Was it because, what was the reason? Was it a micromanaging? I don't know. Or was it because he plays for the other team? Because he didn't seem too thrilled about having sex with Savannah. Hey, he got another chick. And he's actually smiling. So I haven't seen him smile with Savannah. Woo! So Joey and Michael, my loves. Michael's crackish ways is getting on my nerves as well as Joey's. He doesn't want to go back to the sober house, but yet he want to run free as if he's not on probation. And Michael feels, seems to be more comfortable being in jail, according to Joey. They swing by Michael's house and Michael breaks down in tears. He says he's sorry to his mama. She's made so many sacrifices for, he doesn't deserve an angel like her and his trifling ways. But she tells him to get his ass on that phone to call that halfway house and let them know what's up. You just don't break the rules. And Michael feels like he's under a lot of pressure. I'm thinking, he might get the crack itch. You need to get the crack. But anyway, they head over to a hotel. Joey is just, tired, but the sober house they call him back and says, yeah, you know what? It's okay. You can stay out. And Michael thinks Joey will let him get away with murder because he's on his car just driving. But Joey did say that if he uses, it's over. So Michael, you beware. Anyway, my loves, that is the lowdown dirt of Love After Lockup. We got the Prince Charming, another gangster Prince Charming, and Jules. I think Jules, my loves, has other women, maybe 2. Because they're not going to just stand with just 2 women, just Alexis and Ashley. There's got to be more. He's a decent looking guy. He going to reel in some more women. So Alexis, oh, child, you got your hands full and you got this baby and I don't know what to say. He's going to bring some diapers and that's all he could do at the time. He needs to get a job and I don't think he has one. He has a rap career like they all want to come out of the pokey with. But in the meantime, my tween life time, what do you guys think about this, my loves? Drop a line below. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. You're not going to get this commentary anywhere else, as well as my little flair that I bring to the table. Like the video. It's all free, my loves. And I'm going to check you all out on the flip side.